And hello there, RJB here from RJB TV, joined yet again by Byul and Brain, who are meeting up to play game number 2 in the best of series that we started yesterday. I'm ready for this one, and I've got high expectations because game number 1 was certified hot. It was hot. Super duper hot. Brain won the first game playing Protoss against Byul's Terran. Now we got Byul switching up to Protoss and Brain on the Terran. Brain is very good on every single race, and the same applies to Byul, who is very good on every single race. I would say, which I said in the last video as well, is that both these players are at the moment standing at the top of the fastest map world in every single game mode you can think of. Be it 1 versus 1, they stand at the top. 2v2, they're at the top again. 3v3, 4v4, they're all in all 1 versus 1 in every single mode. They are standing at the top. Let's just put it like that. They are the best 2 players in the world, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So what are they going to do here? In game number 1, we saw some interesting stuff happening here and there. Ultimately, we saw Brain take the win home with a very hard-fought game. I was doubting him for a little while because his spawn location wasn't that good. Like, Byul definitely had the advantage when it comes to spawn locations, but Brain still managed to wrestle with very consistently good play. Managed to still wrestle victory out of Byul's hands and claw his way to victory. Can he do that again in game number 2? We got Byul here going for a triple gateway opening, which is something that is actually completely unheard of. He's going for a gas pretty early. He's got Zealots there on the way. Brain is going for a double barracks build order, not going for triple barracks, which might actually be... This double barracks might actually be what a triple gateway is pretty strong against. We have a SCV there marching into his base. He sees triple gateway. He doesn't go all the way into the backside yet. He's gonna go right now because he wants to confirm, is there a gas, is there a cybercore, is there a forge, yes or no? Because most of the time when you see a triple gateway like this, it means that the Protoss is going for very, very fast Dragoons. That is why he's building a wall instead of bunkers. Because he saw that the gas only just now finished. He saw that there was no cybercore. He knows that there can only, realistically, be Zealots on the map, no Dragoons. That is why he builds a depot wall, because the depots keep the Zealots out. Depot wall would be completely useless against Dragoons, in which case he would have built something like bunkers. Because he needs bunkers against Dragoons with marine range. Because if Byul went for Dragoons, he would have Singularity Charge, which would outrange the bunkers if he didn't go for marine range. He's trying to keep that SV alive for as long as he can, but gets taken down in the end anyway. So now it becomes interesting. Brain has perfectly countered the Zealot option that Byul had up his sleeve. He's getting a very fast factory as well, still on only 2 barracks. He went for 2 gas really early on, so there's not a lot of money coming into the bank, but he feels strong enough to go for a counter push. We got Dragoons finally on the way, ready to go for a counter push on the Marines. The Marines are very far away from home. Very greedy and dangerous position for them to be in. He actually goes for a counter attack on the Zealots, trying to reduce the amount of Zealots on the map by as much as he can. He's trying to fight back against the Dragoons as well, because he knows he has a lot of Marines, and Marines are pretty strong. The target firing from Brain is really good, but the micro from Byul is even... Oh, takes down 1 Dragoon. He's trying to keep the Dragoons that are low HP as far away as possible from the Marines to make sure that they don't die, and so that the high HP Dragoon can fire on the Marines that are chasing the Dragoon. Very, very good micro stuff there. But he's not gonna break through. I don't think he's gonna break through because Brain responded wisely, getting a bunker in front of a supply depots and getting a second bunker there as well. And he will maybe soon get range, although we got a machine shop there on the way, and so we have a factory. Now, Byul knows that Brain used most of his Marines to kill the Zealots and the Dragoons, so Byul is just being hyper-aggressive, trying to at least kill some stuff, trying to reduce the amount of Marines. Not sure if it was worth it to kill one bunker and lose 2 Dragoons, but not really kill the Marines, because when the bunker dies, the Marines are still at full HP and they just enter the other bunker. So I'm not sure if it was worth it to kill the one bunker and lose 2 Dragoons and take damage on the other Dragoons. While it is happening, Byul is going for a very interesting adaptation. He's going for double robotics here back at home, whereas Brain's still only on 1 command center. No range on the bunkers yet. We have Byul standing just outside of bunker range to kill the bunkers. Tank is almost has siege mode. Oh, this is getting pretty ugly for Brain here. He's losing a lot more than he should be. Tank in the back stays alive, gets blocked by a Marine and dies. That is terrible news, because now the Dragoons can start breaking through the depot wall, and have to repair that. This is a dangerous situation here for Brain. He could not afford to lose the 1 tank, but a Marine blocked it. Byul saw it, killed it. Now he's killing supply depots, which means Brain is going to get supply blocked. The tanks finish up just in time, gonna try to repair the last 2 remaining depots. Oh, everything is so extremely close. Everything was just on time by like 1 or 2 seconds. If Brain had been slower, just a little bit slower, with the siege mode and the tanks, he would have died. It would have been game over. He would not have been able to stay in the game. He would have died right there and then. The Dragoons would have been able to step forward into the base, target fire the tanks would have nowhere to run, he'd only have like 4 Marines in total to defend himself with. It would have just been a GG. Which goes to show that both these players are really dancing on a cliffside. They're trying to do the most with the least possible. This is very much like a normal map, where players try to do the most with the least, and everything is either won or lost with one single micro battle or micro mistake. Probes running to safety, tanks sieging up, 42 probes, down to 38. Most of the probes made their escape. He's trying to unload closer to the probes, but the probes stay alive, stay safe. Dragoons save the day. Now we have some Dragoons on the high ground here pushing turrets, or killing turrets, and pushing engineering base away. Shuttle on the other side, putting more Dragoons on the high ground to make sure that vision is not getting claimed by Brain. So very good counter play here from both players. Brain has to use his tanks to kill the Dragoons on the high ground, but there's another side there where he's also losing turrets as Dragoons are on the high ground. And this is all to open up a pathway into Brain's base for this double Reaver. Brain literally does not have much to defend with. He's got 4 tanks in the back, 2 in the front, 5 Marines, 2 raids. There's almost nothing present here. He's literally trying to defend with the absolute minimum. The absolute minimum. Byul flies in before the turrets finish up. Raids are coming in. Turret finish up just in time. Raids are shooting on the shuttle. Shuttle does not unload. Ooh, that might have just saved the entire game for Brain. Byul really had to hit something with those 2 Reavers, and he actually was just too slow with unloading. Not want to say it was a mistake. Maybe it was. Maybe he should have unloaded a little bit earlier. Maybe he was too greedy, trying to get exactly within a range of the SCVs. You could have unloaded here on the side and killed the tanks first and crawled forward and just started hitting whatever he could. But he decided to go all the way for the SCVs, and it backfired. And now Brain has enough time to get more anti-air, get more Goliaths, get more tanks, get more raids, and start some armories as well, get Goliath range upgrade. Brain is now fortifying himself and preparing himself for any future attacks that Byul will throw his way, whereas Byul, who started with a very early game centered build order, is a little bit behind on schedule with his production. He's finally getting cannons to protect his probes, protect his economy, but everything has been slowed down by a fair bit. So now we are actually in a race against time. Byul has to speed up his game and start hitting Brain where it matters, right in the gut, right here, right in the middle of the economy. Can he do that though? Now, Byul has some useful information here. He has vision on the high ground and he knows that this angle right here is wide open for the taking. So he goes in through a wide open hole and flies in, but the Goliaths are low. Ooh, Templars are low just on time. Templars too far away to storm. He's trying to fly closer. Low just on time. Templar on the scene is a double storm and he runs right in between both storms. That was an amazing adaptation from Brain there. He realized he saw a storm behind him and a storm in front of him. Some SCVs walked through the storm and did die, but he managed to save most of his SCVs by pulling them right to the spot in between. That was a very quick and impressive reaction from Brain. Very good drop there from Byul though. Byul had to hit that drop. He had to hit something with that drop in order to prevent himself from falling behind too far. I mean, he's still in the lead with supply and with his probe count. In that sense, he's still in the lead, but a Terran in this phase of the game is very cost efficient. We have tanks perfectly spread around the base to cover every single inch of that base. We got Goliaths ready to snipe shuttles out of the skies, and do we still have those raids somewhere? We have them on the side here. Only one raid is still alive. It's protecting this path of approach, and the Dragoons are making sure that nothing is protecting this other path of approach. But these Dragoons might be here to misdirect Brain in expecting that a drop will come from the left when it's in fact coming from the right side. Byul is thinking with it. He's big braining this game, but will it be big brain enough? Because Brain is known for his massive giga brain. Storms on the scene. Most of the SCVs do make their escape. There's nothing left in those shuttles, and most of the shuttles do die, so he has to build new ones. Very close drop. Now, the one silver lining of these failed drop attempts is that even though they are not killing SCVs or killing a lot of units, they are forcing Brain to pull his SCVs off the minerals, which also hurts his income. Every single time those SCVs have to run away from the minerals, his income speed gets reset back to 0. It takes a little while for all those SCVs to start mining optimally again. Like, you can still see some SCVs there still in the process of getting back onto the minerals. So damage is being dealt. Not a lot, but it's something. And something, like even just something, at this level is maybe just enough to win a game. Because any tiny little advantage, these players will use it to try and get the most out of it and win games. Great Unload is largely its only Zealots, but perhaps these Zealots are enough to kill Goliaths, and killing the Goliaths will make it easier to fly in. He's target fire whenever he can, putting some of those, very smart move, putting some Zealots there on the SCV pile, and get some SCVs with splash damage. It only would have taken one more shot from a tank to kill like 20 SCVs in total, because I think there's, like, most of them are on this left side. A lot of SCVs would have died if those tanks had not been unsieged. Very smart move there from Byul, trying to get the most out of it. He target fired the Goliaths to ensure that shuttles could fly in more easily, and try to put splash damage onto the SCVs. So a lot of attention to detail. He's trying to maximize how every single unit that unloads is used. He's trying to maximize damage. We still have a 70 supply lead there from Byul. Goes in over the front side, gonna try to break through the front door, unloads behind the wall. Gonna have to put some Zealots on the high ground. Beautiful control here from Byul. Beautiful control from Byul. Highly impressed by his play. He's breaking the front door. He killed everything behind the wall, but units from the back are coming to the front. Tanks to the high ground have been taken down, which is essential and crucial in breaking through this front door. Though I do think he will have enough to defend, because the wall has to be taken down first. But Brain took a lot of damage. His defenses have been hurt. He's slowly being peeled layer to layer, layer by layer. That's the way to say it. Layer by layer, like an onion being peeled. His defenses are slowly being eroded by these waves crashing down on his base, on this rock solid ground, slowly being eroded over time. It takes many, many attempts, and Byul is succeeding in his attempts, in my opinion. He's got one shield, one attack. The tanks are on 1-1. The sky, there's nothing left in the sky except this one vessel, two vessels. Another frontal attack before the wall has been rebuilt. This barracks came up just in time. The barracks came up just in time. The Dragoons cannot get through. The Zealots can get through, but they take a lot of damage, and then they have to deal with Goliaths. Not gonna work. Not gonna happen. So we're back to step number 1. Step number 1, a drop in the back, and then maybe an attack in the front. Make Brain split his attention on 2 different things at the same time. Scans coming down, not sure what he's scanning, but let's look at the shuttles first. A lot of courses in the mix, flies in over the bottom corner. Brain is running the safety. We have 5 shuttles ready to unload right on top of the command center. He's got storms ready to go. He's gonna have to, ooh, 6 Templars. He might have like 10 storms in total, depends on the energy left in those high Templars. He's storming everything he can, kills a couple of Goliaths, kills a couple of tanks, kills a couple of SCVs. But most of the SCVs made their way to the middle where they're now getting attacked by Dragoons. He's returning back home. And I think Brain has yet again defended himself, but his supply is down to 117. He's been below 140 supply for a very long time. Actually, he's now above 140 for what I believe is probably the first time in this game. Byul has been doing an amazing job of keeping up the pressure. Keeping up the pressure is one of the most important things against a Terran. Do not allow a Terran to grow unopposed into a monster that is unkillable, too big to handle, too big to fail. Byul is doing his best. Another attack there on the front. Zealous there, ready to walk into this front door. There's no tanks on the high ground. Very important detail. Attacks to the front door can be and will be highly successful. He's unloading. Is he going to unload on the front? Yes, unloads on the front on the tanks. He's flying all the way into the backside. Templar arrives on the scene. It's a beautiful, beautiful unload. Storming on the SCVs. Gets a couple of kills. Not a lot of them though, but a couple of kills is very good. That was actually a beautiful unload. So he's unloading on top of the tanks in the front, and by the time the shuttles are in the back, the Templars unload right here. That was actually one of the most versatile drops I've ever seen in my life. Very, very good execution. That was next level. I've never seen anyone pull off a drop like that. Unloading the Zealots on the tanks in the front, and the Templars are in the last spot on the shuttle, and they unload all the way in the back. That is only possible on the middle spawn locations, not the corner spawns, but that is how you pull off a drop. Once again, unloading on top of the tanks and the Goliaths. Is there a Templar in there? No Templar this time around. Zealous from the front coming in as well. He's keeping up the pressure non-stop. He's on 56 SCVs. He's on 95 supply. He's never allowed to grow bigger at this point. Byul is putting on such an amazingly dominant display. There's so much attention to detail. The upgrades are there as well, but it's not the upgrades, it is the constant production and how he uses. Another drop comes in. Once again, unloading on top of everything, and the Templars unload last and storm on the SCVs. A lot of them do go down. He's back to 41 SCVs. Morphing and Archon, Zealous everywhere. There's no units left in the base to help him defend and stay alive. Brain calls GG, and Byul wins game number 2. And oh boy, that was actually an insanely high-level Protoss play. That was really high level. The attention to detail was actually some of the best I've ever seen in my life. He managed to actually maximize the effectiveness of his drops by doing the flying unload over multiple targets and only have the High Templars unload at the last possible spot. The minerals. Super versatile, super effective stuff. That was game number 2. Win for Byul. We got one more game to go, which will be in the next video. So I sure hope that you enjoyed this one as much as I did, because this was one of the games that I actually enjoyed maybe the most in the last couple months. There was so much attention to the small little things that really sets Byul apart from the rest. It really sets him apart from everyone else. Maybe even Brain. Who knows? We'll have to find out in game number 3, which should be coming up very soon. Thank you for watching, and I am signing out.